Senator, U.S. is making more energy than
so no,
at any
I think
point.
these generals are wrong.
They worked for Donald Trump.
You know what? I know,
they worked for former President Trump. These are former Trump administration
To every Republican
officials.
supporting her, what the hell are you doing? You're supporting the most radical nominee in the history of American politics. The Green New Deal, Medicare for all. She was the last person in the room before Biden decided to withdraw from Afghanistan. She was the border czar. She cast the tie-breaking vote for the Inflation Reduction Act that gives you high prices. What are you doing? You're trying to convince me that Donald Trump's rhetoric is the danger to this country. The danger to this country is the policies of Biden and Harris.
I love when Lindsey Graham tries to rev himself up into a fury or whatever. It wasn't even an authentic one. I don't buy it, Lindsey Graham. That was pathetic and ironic considering other things that you've said, which we'll get to. But so he's reminded there that all of these Republicans who served under Donald Trump have said he's a danger to the country. He's a fascist to his core, all of that. He immediately disregards that and tries to do the thing they always do, 10 times a day when Donald Trump says the worst thing a politician has ever said. You're trying to convince me that his rhetoric is the danger. Well, no, I'm not exclusively trying to convince you that his rhetoric is the danger. I mean, he already did a coup. This is no longer speculative or hypothetical. We're saying he's now speaking more aggressively and anti-democratically than he did in the run-up to the first time that he tried to overthrow our democracy. And so I'm thinking it might be worse this time. And he's like, well, the Green New Deal. Does she even support the Green New Deal? Does she even support Medicare for all?
A storm is tearing up the digital media industry. Only our audience can save us in these difficult times. Help us reach our goal of 100,000 new members at tyt.com/team.
4 years ago during a primary, she indicated that she might. She's also a regular Democrat. The chances of her ever supporting it are very, very low. Trying to pitch her as the radical is a difficult task in this race, and Lindsey Graham is nowhere near up to the task of actually doing it. But he is actually right to be mad at some in the Republican Party, because according to the most recent polls, so we'll show you this over the course of 2 graphics. So we have this polling. By the way, in this most recent poll, the New York Times, Harris is up by 3. By the way, I love that they have her name pronounced next to it, just as a public service to the people, I guess, who are going to report on this. But anyway, and then you can see she is drawing 9% of registered Republican support. He is drawing only 3% of registered Democratic support. 6%, of the people who actually affiliate is not massive, but that could be enough to swing this thing. And so that's what he's mad about. But the idea that some Republicans, after all that they've seen Donald Trump do, would not want to support him, being hard to believe for Lindsey Graham, is strange considering he is the guy that 8 years ago told us if we nominate Trump, we will get destroyed and we will deserve it. Maybe some other Republicans have not been either paid off or enticed with continued relevance or power to betray the strong stances they'd previously taken. Maybe they're the ones who are being honest, Lindsey Graham. What do you think, Sharon?
Lindsey Graham can't tell me nothing, okay? I don't care if it's grammatically correct or not. He can't tell us a thing, okay? He's a very little man who was emasculated in ways that, I don't know, I've seen a politician, well, Mike Pence as well, hell, the whole party at this point. He better not lecture us. And this thing, I want you to pay careful attention to how he executes this goofball lie that he does all the time. He gets angry and he spits back at you and he puts on this whole thing, which is supposed to make journalists, you're supposed to be like, oh, okay. And you're supposed to play along with this. He's not scary. The circumstance that he and the other MAGA Republicans have created is scary, but this is a game. I know you are, but what am I? And let me tell you something. You're the least serious journalist I've ever got. It's just, come on, man. Really, Lindsey? He can't tell me nothing.
100%. Yeah. And trying to be fierce. Kate McKinnon playing him on SNL was fiercer and more intimidating than he will ever be.